need a clicker. I need a clicker.
We need a clicker. I think there's a clicker. Joe?
Thank you.
Is this clicker?
We got it. Good morning. Harvey Penick, in his Little Red Book, wrote that he learned golf from golfers, and he learned winning from coaches, but he learned teaching from teachers. And that's why I'm so delighted to be here today with you, the great teachers of the PGA of America. This is our time of renewal. It's where we get away from our home clubs. We get away from our lesson tees. We get away from our academies, and we come together, and we teach each other what we want to learn. I've been learning from you almost all my life. At age 17, I went to George Preisinger, then head professional at Marietta Country Club in Marietta, Georgia, and I asked him for a lesson. I got a lesson, all right. On one bright summer morning, in that one lesson, in fact, in one swing, George Preisinger changed my life. Amazing, huh? One swing, and I felt for the first time what it was like to hit a golf ball correctly with compression. And what did Mr. Preisinger say to me that made that big difference? Keep your left wrist flat, Lynn, and let it roll through the ball. I wasn't doing that. I had the chicken wing perfected. Well, George Preisinger may not have started my love affair with golf, but he sure fanned the flames. A few years later, I was in the service, stationed just outside Columbia, South Carolina. It was my privilege to work with Melvin Hemphill. He was a little guy, but a giant of a professional, later inducted into the South Carolina Golf Hall of Fame. And Mr. Hemphill taught me about head position. He taught me about the turns. And still later, out of the service, out of college, member of Atlanta Country Club, I was able to work with the late, great Davis Love Jr., our first head professional. And what did Mr. Love have to say? I can picture him now in his yellow bucket hat and his yellow pad. Free arm swing, free arm swing. So these three great teachers, Mr. Preisinger with his hands and the club shaft and left arm going through together, true rhythm. Mr. Hemphill with his body rotation, his pivot, setting up the entire circular motion of the stroke. And Davis Love Jr. teaching me about power and force that's inherent in a free arm swing. So these were three greats, but it took one more to pull it all together. And his name was Homer Kelly. Some of you know that name, author of The Golfing Machine. It was my privilege to spend a week with Mr. Kelly in Seattle in 1982, and a year before that and a year after that on the telephone with him. In February 1983, Homer Kelly died, but he left behind a great gift. His gift to me was alignments, a system of alignments, a system that has freed me once and for all from the nether world, if you will, of position golf and the tyranny of the method of the day. In fact, he freed me to become a professional golf instructor, one who has tools, alignments, with which to solve problems that his students bring to him every single lesson. Alignments can do the same for you. You will become the best teacher you can be if you base your teaching on alignments. Your students will enjoy their greatest successes if they learn from you those alignments and apply them in their own game. Positions vary from golfer to golfer, and even within each golfer from time to time. Method is fad and fashion of the day, comes and goes. But alignments are forever.